Welcome to HortTube. My name is Jim Putnam. This is the weekly landscape update video that I do each week in this landscape in Raleigh, North Carolina, Zone 7B. Basically, I'm just going to walk around and show you some things that have come into flower. And each week I'll do this, and I'm trying to kind of show you that you can have an all-season garden here in the Southeast. You don't have to have just a very seasonal spring flowering garden, but you can have something happening kind of all the time. Maybe even not with flowers, but with foliage or something like that. I also have the winners of the three pro pluggers from the giveaway from last week. I'll announce those winners at the end. I'll have a new giveaway in the next couple days for a local giveaway for some, I've got some extra plants here that I'm not putting into the landscape that I'm going to give away. So stay tuned in the next few days for that video. Looking out across the front yard toward the south, all of the pansies were taken out this past week and new annuals taking their place. I'll go through those in a video once they put some size on. I'm gonna have a video up here in the next couple days about deadheading and fertilizing all the annuals and perennials that I've planted here in the last week or two that have not been fertilized yet. Moving across this way, I wanted to show this Rosa's Blush blueberry that I had planted in a video several months back. You see the beautiful color on the new foliage on that native blueberry, and then there's the flowers forming on it there. Blueberries will form behind that. Again, I'm not trying to eat these blueberries. I've got ones on the other side of the driveway that are just much better quality blueberries than these are. They are blueberries, they are edible, but I'll leave these for the birds, and I'm just growing this as an ornamental plant. I've planted several things in this corner space as well, and shot the video yesterday for those things, so that'll be up in the next couple days. I laid this patio out, and I put up an Instagram post last week just showing from the drone view of laying this out. I have not dug these in. I get a lot of questions on what's going to be the base for it and that kind of thing, but I have heavy clay soil, and I'm actually just going to sink these right down into the lawn. And where they're laying, the lawn is yellowing a bit, and that's going to allow me to just pull that stone up, see where it was, and dig it into place. These are very thick stones, and they'll be fine just laying on my clay soil, and I have the lawn growing around them. I'm not going to I'm not trying to create a formal looking space in this garden, and so a little imperfection is what I'm going for. I'm trying to have a nice path, but not have such a perfect path that it's almost a distraction from the other curves and imperfection that I've put into the rest of the landscape. If that makes any sense, we'll go up here and take a look real quick at the sweet viburnum. If I can step over the stone, they're open now, and I can smell them. They're very, very fragrant. Looking good in that space. I moved variegated deutzia over here. I said that in a video a couple days ago, but I did do that. Annuals have been planted around it where the pansies were in last week's update video. Agapanthus looking great. I've got a question. Somebody wanted me to update the Daphne that I planted, and there's 4 Daphne that I had in a video earlier in the winter. This is a wild winter Daphne. You can see the variegation on the new growth, how that looks, and on the older variegation is a little bit different. So as that new growth matures, the variegation becomes a little more striking, a little more white in it. But there is Daphne number 1. Lots of annuals planted this week, and you'll see some of that in videos. I'm not going to show everything I plant here going forward, because a lot of it's just duplicating some of the things I've already done. This little Bonnie Spirea is blooming, but not full-on blooming yet. It's got a long way to go to open up. This is the regular variegated Daphne here, Daphneodora variegata, the Oro marginata, which is the outside variegation. Looking good. Hasn't done quite as much growing as the other 3 have, but it's not unhappy, so I'm okay with that. I put this golden Oakland holly in this container. in a video that you'll see soon. And I'm going to back up and show you just one more thing here in the front yard today, which is this Empress of China dogwood, which is finally really starting to kick in. The flowers are getting larger every day, and just tons and tons more of them in the process of starting to show some color. But I think next week may be the peak on this Empress of China dogwood. Moving around to the south side of the backyard, here is Daphne number 3, and Daphne number 3 is just a regular Daphne odora, and it has just jumped in a big way. It is it's probably grown 8 inches or so, so it seems happy with the transition as well. I've got some heucherellas going in the ground. I'm going to talk about those in a video. There's 3 or 4 of them that I have to plant right now. One thing that's looking great is these Victoria blue salvia that came back from last year. I did these from seed last year, and then they survived the winter, came back, and now they're putting on a big show. I've planted some Victoria white salvias around them. I had a white one come back. I'll show you that one in just a minute if I remember when I get over there. Got another container I'm planting here. This Sunshine Ligustrum had just gotten bigger than I wanted it, and I really went after this one hard. Not in a video, but I went after it really hard. It's already leafing back out. That's just a few days. It's already coming back out. That thing will be, I think within 2 of these weekly updates, that thing will be solid yellow again. I really like this space in here. That Brigadoon St. John's wort is looking great. This is another one of those heucherellas that's going to go in the ground in that space. And then here's this variegated Nandina again. A lot brighter than it was even last week. That variegation coming out on it wasn't impressive the first year I put it in the ground, but now it's quite beautiful. Hydrangea coming on. I mentioned last week that the flowers seem small on all the hydrangea macrophylla in my area. The inflorescences seem small, and that continues to be the case on that one. Touch of gold holly really is more gold by the day. I said in another video I had covered this thing up last year by accident with some hibiscus, and it turned solid green on me because it was just it was in absolute dark. But all the new growth coming out on it is gold like it's supposed to be. All the agapanthus, you saw some agapanthus in the front yard, but all of it is looking great. I've seen a few pollinators on it. I imagine I'll see more later this week. It's supposed to finally be, upper 80s, low 90s later this week. I've got my viburnum nudum, which is a native viburnum. Those flowers are just about to finally open on this plant. I just can't believe how much that plant's grown. I think I mentioned it last week, but it's gone from 8 inches tall to 3.5 feet tall in a hurry. Everything back here, I'm going to shoot a video about kind of what's working and what's not working in this landscape so far, and talk about a few changes I'm going to make. Obviously, when that back fence goes in, I'm going to have about 3 or 4 more feet of growing space back there, and that will have some impact on the layout back there, but I'll go through that in a separate video and just kind of go through things that have kind of become my favorite spaces. But there are some spots out here I look at and I go, it could definitely, a little rearranging would definitely help. This salvia right here, this is one of those wishes. Which one is this one? I can't remember. Love and Wishes. These salvia, which are all beautiful varieties, but this Love and Wishes one in particular, this is such a beautiful flower, and that calyx is almost like a flower in and of itself. The part that holds the flower in the back is basically a flower, even after the rest of the flowers kind of falling off of it. I hope you can see that. It's just amazing. That plant's going to get pretty big right here on the edge of my lawn. Miss Lemonabilia looking great. Oh yeah, look back here. We've got Diamond Spire gardenia starting to flower. It is absolutely loaded with buds. This is going to be in the local giveaway video. I have like 3 extras of these actually, and of course it's smelling fantastic. But it's about gardenia season here in my area. Let's back out of here without stepping on things. I think everything is looking pretty sharp. All the annuals here on the corner. I've just got a few more pansies left. but that's the last of them. They've been all taken out. All the other annuals are starting to kick in. I do have some rabbit issues right this minute. I'm trying to eat on a few of my newly planted things, so I'm having to spray for that. But I think the landscape overall is really starting to look good. Despite planting in compost and pine bark, you know, these marigolds are slightly off color a little bit. I need to get some fertilizer on them, so that'll happen here in the next few days, and you guys will see that. I love this area right around the front of the shed. That sage is still in bloom, and I'll spin you around here, and you can see what this path looks like. I got the water hose laid out right now, but I do like this angle right here heading back toward the porch as well. And here's that Victoria white salvia. It's not showing a whole lot of color yet, but it's about to. That's one that came back from last year. Here's a salvia Greggii also that is starting to throw some flowers up. And here's a sunshine ligustrum that I just kind of more lightly pruned, as opposed to that one on the other side of the yard, which I almost really kind of butchered. But thank you guys for following along with these videos. Here are the winners for the 3 pro pluggers. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that little bell notification so you know when I upload a video, because I'm going to have other giveaways and lots more updates as things come on during the summertime. Thanks for watching. So thanks everyone for participating in the Pro Plugger giveaway, and thanks to Pro Plugger for participating on the channel. Again, not a sponsored video in any way, but it is a tool that I have found many uses for over the last few years, and thought you guys would be interested in it. The 2 winners from YouTube are Cheryl Tolles and Luis Perales, and the Instagram winner is AJ Bernius. I never know. Instagram just is just funny letters put together to me. For most people, you don't have to actually pick a real name. If you guys will send me an email to this email address right here, I will get your information over to Pro Plugger, and they will send out your Pro Plugger to you. So thanks again for participating. Got another giveaway coming up in the next few days. Thanks again for watching.